Assalamu alaikum. So today I'm going to share with you how I made this beautiful cake, and I started with a sponge. I used 5 cups of all-purpose flour. This is a double recipe. The original calls for 2.5 cups, so all my ingredients will be doubled. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon each. 4 cups of sugar, granulated sugar, which I added into the flour. 2 cups of milk and 1 cup of oil, 4 eggs. And for the vanilla, you can use, any amount that you like. I had this orange syrup in vanilla that has been soaked for quite some time, and I wanted to use that. So I just mix my wet ingredients just like that. And then I'm going to start with the dry ingredients. You can use a hand mixer or you can use just a whisk. You really don't need to use a mixer. This is on low speed, and once everything was well combined, I started adding the wet ingredients slowly and gradually, and then once that was done, I increased the speed maybe to 2, and I mixed it for about 2 minutes. And then once that was done, I reduced the speed back to 1, and then I added warm water. Okay, just warm water, not hot, about 2 cups. So if you're doing one recipe, it will be 1 cup. All right, so it's a very simple cake, and I really, really love this sponge. And I wanted to do a big cake, a sheet pan, but you can do one recipe and use like a 9-inch or 8-inch cake, like the way I have done it, just like this. This is some time back. Yeah, so I poured it in my pans, and I've got my heat ready on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 176 to 180 Celsius, and this would bake between 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so you want to tap to release the air bubbles, and then once the cake is ready, when it was not too hot, I removed it, and this is a very sturdy yet soft cake, and I really love to use this for my dessert cakes. All right, and then I keep it to cool for the next day. And if you have a cooling rack, it's much better because you don't want the cake to sweat while it's cooling. So I prepared the strawberries. These are the frozen strawberries, and I'm going to make a strawberry sauce, which is not necessary, but if you want, you can do it. And I've added some sugar, some lemon or lime, whatever you want, and vanilla. And this was for my baby's birthday, so she didn't want the strawberries to be totally cooked. She wanted, to feel the pieces. So this is just about right. This is the following day, and I'm trimming the cake. Now, you don't have to do this size. I wanted to do a bigger size, actually, but I didn't have enough room, nor did I have enough guests. But there was this cake that has been trending since the end of last year, which was very, very long, and it's used as a centerpiece of the table and decorated with so many flowers. And that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't get a chance. And this was my chance on that day. And this is my DIY cake board wrapped in saran wrap, to make it food safe. And so I got the cake there, and I'm going to start assembling. So I've used the strawberries, of course, once they have cooled. If you want to add some simple syrup, you can do that, but it was not necessary for me because, the strawberries were not overcooked, so all those juices would just get into the cake, and that made the cake really, really moist. And then I piped my heavy whipping cream. I'm sorry I did not do a video for this because I was doing something else. We always multitask. And the heavy whipping cream, she doesn't like it with too much sugar. So usually I do like for 2 cups, maybe 2 tablespoons of sugar. But of course I used more than 2 cups. Then once I got my cream well set, I placed the fresh strawberries now. So first is the cooked strawberries, which was a kind of sauce. And then this is the fresh strawberries. And I'm glad that her birthday comes in April because it's a season for strawberries, because she really, really loves strawberries. Then more heavy whipping cream. Then we're just gonna make it nice, just to make sure that it's even also, because I don't want the cake to be not looking so great. And then I put the other part of the cake. This is a second cake, and I had put this the other way, so I had to flip it over. And then this is the last layer of the cream. Okay, And this cake is very simple, and you can use any fruits that you want. You don't have to use strawberries. But like I say, the strawberries are in season, so of course we like to use strawberries. And if you do the single recipe, you can use 8 or 9-inch pan, but use 3 of them so you get nice thin layers. Okay, once the cake was done here, I'm trying to make it look nice, clean, neat. Then I kept it in the fridge. Then I'm just going to decorate it, which is not necessary, but it's a birthday, so I wanted to make it look nice. Otherwise, I would make it rusty. That's how I love the rustic look. And on the top, and I would have loved to add more flowers, to decorate it with more flowers, but she didn't want. She just wanted simple. And, we have to make the birthday girl happy. So I added a few strawberry pieces, and you can add more. You can fill it up with all the strawberries or fruits or however you like. Now, if you decide to decorate it with flowers like I did, whether it's plastic or fresh, please make sure you wash them properly. These were soaked. They were washed in soap, soaked, and then washed in vinegar and wiped, because they're dusty. We don't know where they have been, so it's very important. And our cake was beautiful, ready. I kept it in the fridge. And of course, she wanted some butterflies. My baby. She's such an innocent soul. Alhamdulillah. So, and then that's it. And then once after I kept it in the fridge, once we were ready, we kept it on the table. And this was on Monday that I had the chance to sit down and have cake with my tea, and it was still nice and beautiful and moist, not too sweet. Thank you so much for watching. For more recipes, please visit me at Rome of Zanzibar. I will write the ingredients in the description below here.